Hello everyone, I recently purchased a fixed gear bike from a local pawn shop, and the bike was a Walmart fixed gear bike that I believe retailed for $100. I bought it for $35 used, knowing that I really only wanted the frame out of it. I rode it around a little bit as it was, and it made me feel unsafe on it. When I would hit the brakes, the handlebars would rock forward and backwards on it because the cage bearings that were in here just were subpar. I fixed that. I actually got rid of the cage bearings and replaced the cage bearings top and bottom with loose bearings. There are videos on YouTube on how to do that, and that actually makes it a lot more stiff and kind of nice in the front end. It's a lot better. You hit the brakes and the handlebars don't rock. The handlebars obviously are different from the Walmart bike that I bought. These were from my other bike that I just finished building. A lot of the parts on this, most of the parts on this were from that bike build. So the handlebars are from that build, the stem is from that build, the crank set, the pedals, the bottom bracket is from that build in there. The bottom bracket that was on the bike when I took it out, the bearings just loosely fell out. It wasn't really the best bottom bracket I've seen, and the one I had was in a lot better condition than the one that was in it, and just quality wise was a lot better. The hub that was on the wheel set that was on it, the red and yellow wheels, was not the best hub. It was a flip-flop, but if you provide any back pressure to your forward momentum on your brake or on your pedals, your rear cog would actually skip, and I was getting a lot of that feedback, and it was not really nice. And then when I'd start to pedal, it would retighten. Not really safe. These wheels I bought used on eBay for $100. They're 50 millimeter deep dish 700s, and they're heavy Joytech hubs, which I've read aren't the greatest hubs in the world. I have no problem with these. I believe they're sealed bearings. I haven't had to get into them yet since I started riding with these wheels. I've had no problems. They're tight, not too tight, but what I mean by tight is they don't wobble around. They have good spin characteristics, I would say, at least as of now. I painted the front fork, as you can see. The seat that came on the bike when I bought it used was ripped up, and luckily I had this seat sitting around from last bike. I never used it. I think I used it once, and then I took it back off that bike because it's actually kind of uncomfortable, which is funny. Now it's on this bike, and I'll probably replace it because I really enjoy riding this bike and riding fixed gear, that I want to spend more time on it, and having a seat that hurts isn't really the best for me, or maybe my butt will just have to get used to it. The 48 tooth chain ring that's on it here I had to buy. I bought online, pretty cheap though. The chain that's on it is the chain that came on the bike when I bought it. I just cleaned it up. Pretty nice. The front brake is still on it from the bike that I bought. The back one I took off. I did a little bit of work to it. This one arm over on this side was actually bent inward, so the brake would not apply even pressure to both sides. I had to heat it up with the torch very lightly and just kind of bent it out. I also put new pads on it. I don't really use the brake too much because it's a fixed gear, but it's nice having it if I need to stop an emergency, if there's cars in my way or other types of pedestrian traffic. I covered the handlebars myself, just something kind of different from what I usually do. Bike's black, obviously. Painted the front fork, I think I mentioned that. It came, I believe, red. But other than that, the bike used to be a Walmart bike. I would say it's not really considered a Walmart bike anymore. I can pick it up now and shake it, and it doesn't rattle around. It's really smooth while riding it. I enjoy it a lot, and not bad for a little bit of a build on a budget. I wasn't really looking to spend too much money on it. Just something to ride around with my wife. My other bike has aero bars on it for triathlons, and it's not really the most comfortable bike to ride around town and down at the beach or wherever we would go. So at least this bike's a little bit more comfortable. It's actually kind of fun to ride. So had fun building it, and really kind of caught the bug on fixing bikes and working on them and modding them and whatnot. So one more other thing to mention is I bought a pair of lights so I can ride at night and be seen and see in front of me. And the lights were actually pretty cheap. They were only $7. They came with batteries too, and I think they said that they'll last for quite a few hours. I think it was like 20 hours or something that the LEDs will last with the batteries that came with them. So that's my Walmart fixie, built up to what it looks like now. Unrecognizable, I would say, but you can do whatever you want to do with a little bit of time, effort, and money and know-how. So all right, keep on riding.